Here,
Yeah.
I'm getting see Nick on here this week. See, he's on here, so I called him out. So he can't front on me. You know, he be acting mad bougie and light skinned. But go ahead. We're in your senior year. I know Puerto Rico's on the radar. So talk about that.
Yeah, man. Puerto Rico go back to the Jose Juan Barrera days in my conference where I had battles with Barrera. We played the first time I played against him was my freshman year. He went to Northeastern and he was a little gritty guard, but he wasn't that good my freshman year. I torched him my freshman year. We had him 39-12 in Northeastern. I remember he wanted to fight me at half court. He tried to swing on me at half court. They didn't see it though. Yeah, I peeped it, whatever. He was a dirty player. Dirty player. But
Yeah.
he didn't give a fuck though. And that tiger he had in him, pause, like yo, that's where it's at. And you know what I mean? Like I learned that from later on in my career. Like yo, I saw that. You know what I mean? And that yo, no matter what, his game his freshman year, he didn't really have it like that. And I remember when we beat the living shit out of them in Northeastern and I killed them, we played them a second time at my school. And I remember they used to play man full court. And I remember he pressed up on me one time and we were beating him. We beat him twice that year. And he pulls me to the side and he goes, yo, how you become so good? And I'm looking at this nigga like, what? But I guess it was just small talk. I guess he wanted to have some type of small talk. So I'm like, yo, man, just working out. You know, I just kept small talk, whatever. So that's how we started talking. And he was like, yo, man. I was like, yo, man, just working hard. You know, I mean, we started talking after the game. You know, I'm like, yo. He's like, yo, in the summertime, where do you go work out at? I was like, in Dyckman.
Yeah.
I was like, I play unlimited in Dyckman. I day to day I work out. You know what I mean? Local hood. And he's like, yo, you should come to Puerto Rico. I'm like I'm thinking he's just bullshitting. So he's like, yo, let me get your number. So I gave him my number, whatever. And I did my thing my freshman year. And he probably reached out to me one time. We probably just didn't connect. I ended up probably calling. I probably didn't even call him back, but I know he reached out one time and I never went out there. And when I tell you, going into my sophomore year, that's when, to talk a little bit about more Puerto Rico and stuff like that. That's how the Puerto Rico started, man. And, going into my sophomore year, I remember seeing him again, and he elevated his game from a whole nother level. And that's where, Jose Juan Barrera, when you hear the name, that's where he put his game at on his sophomore year. And I remember he was like, yo, man, what's good? I was trying to reach out to you. You know what I mean? We could have got up. I'm like, yo, bro, I missed you on one time. I tried to hit you back. We couldn't link up. And he's like, yeah, man, next summer. And then that's how the next summer will come. And, we just wouldn't reach out to each other, but we had each other's numbers, and I didn't use it. I didn't take the opportunity. But yeah, man, just to go out there at a young age during my college career to work out with him would have been crazy. You know what I mean? That never happened. But a lot of people don't. I don't talk about that part. But yeah, man, it's all good though. You know what I mean? Like I could have went out there, worked out with him that summer, and then I think going into my junior year. Going into my junior year was the last year. His Northeastern stayed in the conference, and we went at it, man. He had about 27, probably had 19, but he had a nice 27. He did his thing, and going into my junior year, and that was his last year that Northeastern was in the conference, and they ended up going into the Colonial, which was with Hofstra his senior year. But they got us twice my junior year, and I remember him taking my number down again, and he's like, yo, I'm going to have somebody reach out for you for Puerto Rico. Because I'm a junior right now, so I'm like, all right, cool. That's right around the corner, pro. You know what I mean? I'm going to go to Puerto Rico, check it out, whatever. And he wasn't bullshitting. I remember in the summertime, I received a call from I think 786, Puerto Rico area code.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was one of those area codes, whatever. But I seen a call, and I picked up. And I forgot what was the guy's name, but he was like, yo, Jose Juan Barrera gave me a name. We like what we see. I don't even know what town he was from. I forgot what town he was from, too. And my name started ringing bells, I guess, after that. So, Jose was a big plug out there. And that's how my name, I believe that's how my name started ringing bells without even going out there yet. And, yeah, man, going into my senior year, that's how it was looking. He was already in the Colonial. We just had our numbers. We wasn't seeing each other now. We wasn't playing each other because he was in a different conference. So my senior year, I was going through the motions because, again, you know, we had a fucking sucky team, and you know what I mean. But I did my thing, you know what I mean. I just try to stay consistent, try to show these guys that I'm pro type. So when I do come out, it happens. And little did I know when I came out, I ended up getting drafted by the BCI tournament. I want to say in Puerto Rico. It's a tournament that they have around every spring.
Okay.
Rick owned that shit. He probably runs it now. But it's a good tournament. I don't know much about it, but I know it's like one of the tournaments where a lot of Americans come and you know, they play in that too. And you know, they had a draft, and I remember I got drafted by a small town called Guayama.
Okay.
And I got drafted by Guayama, and I remember dealing with them. I got drafted top 25, and I think Jay Wingate got drafted. It was a couple of other dudes that got drafted that was Puerto Rican in the Archdiocese. It was a kid named Kev Hamilton. He went to Malloy. He had got drafted number 2. He was big time out there. He was already playing with Jose Juan Barrera out there. And Jose definitely got drafted top 5 because that was his hometown. He lived in Puerto Rico.
Got you.
You know what I mean? He owned it out there. But just to be drafted top 25, you know what I mean? You were supposed to get a certain income.
Okay.
If you first round top 25, anything after that you get, you know, it's like a second round contract. You know, you got to go try out for the team and stuff like that. And yeah, man, I never made it out to Puerto Rico though. I had an agent. I had a bad agent too. I had an actually corrupt agent. He got
drafted number 6.
Who?
Rock. He said you got drafted number 6.
Yeah, I just say top 15 because I don't know if
you said top 26 is a big difference, brother.
No, the reason why I was saying top 25 is because anywhere between the top 25, you're making the same money. So okay. That's how I was looking at it. You know what I mean? I just say top 25. Like, yeah, you ain't no difference. But don't get me wrong. Like, the top 5 probably get bonuses and stuff like that. But, okay. Yeah, you know, whatever that means. If I was number 6, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much I was getting, whatever. But I didn't make it. I didn't get to that far an extent to, you know, pretty much deal with it. But, yeah, man, I got caught up with a fucking Raymond Concepcion. He was a corrupt agent, man. He took my fucking, my grandfather's date of birth, and I never made it out there. Made it out there. We were negotiating contract. They were supposed to send me the contract through the mail. I wasn't going out there until the contract was there. Like, all you gotta do is just put the number, and I'm gonna sign it, just depending if I want that money. I don't care about the team. I don't care about nowhere. I just knew that I was gonna go out there, work hard, and just try to do my thing, whatever. And they were stalling with the contract, and then I ended up sending the date of birth, and then I tried to call the league, and it ain't go nowhere, bro. I tried to contact a few people to see if they had connects, but, you know, to see what happened, like, you know, and I heard through the grapevine he was a bad agent.
The agent that you had? Yeah,
Raymond Concepcion. He was a bad. He got a couple of people. I remember I tried to put Wingate on with him, and I remember Wingate saying, Wingate was like, nah, it didn't work out with him.
Got your man. He just came in here too. Kiki was good.
My Nizu Kiki, that's my brother. That's my brother right there, man. We've been to wars together. I remember when we were playing in Rumble in the Bronx, and Sebastian Telfair was lighting Jay up.
Yeah.
Lighting Jay up all game. We get on Jay, yo, come on, Jay guard him, but we not guard him. Jay guard him. We're like, yo, come on, you could do it, come on. Yeah. Yo, we playing catch up the whole game. We end up getting up. We end up being down 3. And I remember that. Coach Pretlow, he threw up a play, long distance play. I caught the ball, I threw that shit to Kiki, threw that shit up, went into overtime, beat them. But I remember those days. Yeah, man, we war right there.
Yeah, because you pretty much came up with him.
Yeah, man. Yo, a lot of people don't understand that Kiki came off the bench. You know what I mean? Like, he would come off the bench and be the leading scorer by halftime. Like, he didn't care. Like, at one time I talked to Keith on the side. I'm like, yo, Keith, you don't give a fuck, you come off the bench? Like, you know, some people different. Some people need to, like, just get their feet wet and start the game, you know, feel more comfortable, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Keith's like, it's the same shit. I'm going to get the same shots. I'm going to look at the rim. I'm going to shoot it the same way. I'm going to make it the same way. It's the same shit. Bob, it's the same shit. And that was his mentality every night on his block, shooting 500. I remember Kiki used to pay these little mofos like $1 or $2 to get his rebounds on his block.
Yeah.
I remember that. But yeah, man, same over here. That's what we did. You know what I mean? Back in the Douglas days, I remember, you know what I mean, we were getting money over there, you know what I mean? Same old, same old. Everybody did it. Everybody had to go through it.
This Puerto Rico thing falls through. What's your thoughts? Like what's next for you? What are you thinking about?
You know, you get that first exposure and you do your thing out there. The money keeps coming in, and then I guess the way it works is if you could stay on the court, other you know, countries start looking at you, other, you know, players, they word of mouth. And you know what I mean, I'm looking at it from a anything could happen. And I mean, like, I'm like, yo, if I go out there and I do my thing and I speak for my name and you know, I own up to being number 6 in that pick, then you know what I mean, anything could happen. I was looking at, I wanted to go Europe. I wanted to go, you know, where the Kikis went at, and you know, I wanted to get there. I wanted deep seas, you know, I wanted to get over there. But that was the goal, you know what I mean? I was gonna start over with Puerto Rico and then see what popped off with that, and then kind of slowly, you know, do my thing over there, and then move from there on and try to go pro. Europe.
So what's your thought process now that your first try didn't happen because you had that whack agent? So what's the thought process now? Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about? What's your next move in your head?
I'm a little devastated, you know what I mean? Not devastated, but a little upset, you know what I mean? Because you know, you get so close to a certain situation where you're like, all right, bet, I just want to sign a contract so I can just show out and use that and build my resume. That's what pretty much I already knew that first stint was whack. Like, I was gonna go out there, and I'm not out here to be looking all cool and hanging out on the beach. I gotta do my thing so I can enjoy it later. You know what I mean? So I could get that big contract over in Europe where it's at. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I had that mentality and I was so ready, man. I remember I was probably, again, one of the best shapes of my life, and you know, I was working out with some good people, and I was ready, and it just didn't fall through, and you know, it didn't happen that way. You know, God had other plans for me.
Okay. And talk about what's life after basketball like for you, Mr. Santiago.
Good, man. Good, man. I can't complain. Thank God. You know, God bless family. Everybody's healthy. You know what I mean? I'm in a situation where, you know, I'm living comfortably. You know, I can't complain about that. Everybody's healthy. My friends, family. You know what I mean? I'm doing good. You know what I mean? I live in Westchester, and you know what I mean, I've been out here for about 5 years with my wife. I got 2 kids. You know what I mean? It's all love, and I'm just trying to inspire, man. Any way, any form I can, try to inspire the youth, man. A lot of these kids, man, you know, they out in this youth, and you know, they may be trying to do the right thing, but they still don't have no direction. You know, they got to understand. They got to know where sometimes they need to be pointed in the right direction to kind of, you know, get started. You know, oh, yeah, they playing ball. You go play ball. After you play ball, you start hanging out a little late. You get, you know, involved in the wrong crowd. You know, we got to be here to kind of show these kids, like, yo, put it up. That's it. Start the next day. You know, we do the right thing. You already know, bro. That's all I'm trying to do, man. Any way I can, inspire, just try to inspire the youth, bro. That's where it's at right now.
Question. That Riverside journey you was on, which would you say was the best Riverside team you were on?
The All-American camp year.
What team? What was your team like?
That was me, Kiki, Wingate, Rick. We started 4 guards. Sometimes Kiki started, sometimes he would come off the bench, and we'll start this other big man that we had, this young big man. But we really didn't have any no-name big men. You know, okay. I mean, we had this 5 named Willie Smith. I don't even know if his last name was Smith, but his name was Willie. I remember he was 6'6", and he was tough. Nobody could hold him on a post, but he was just undersized. And we used to blow teams out of the gym, bro. We used to go to the IS-8. We used to play Tim Thomas players, Elijah Ingram. We used to play Sebastian Telfair. We used to have them about 30. And, yo, we used to walk in the gym, and they used to just start talking right away. Like, yo, Kiki would shoot from the fucking bleacher. Yo, it was over. Like, what we did, we did 4 out, 1 in. And we ran teams out the gym. We used to go into games, and I used to be like, oh, man, today's going to be hard. Because I used to see the other team and be like, yo, these niggas, they could ball. And then we just played, bro. Like, yo, we got on the court. Once we start moving that ball around, yo, we would get through every aspect. I get 22, 30 one game. You know, Kiki get, 30. Jay would get 10, 15. And we didn't even have to sweat, man. Like, just, like I said, like, I mean, being able to surround yourself with good players like that, man, it was light. It was light, averaging 20 plus, easy.
That's the only AAU team you ever played for was Riverside?
I played
Talk about it.
I hopped over to the Gauchos for a few.
Okay.
I hopped over to the Gauchos when I was 13 and 14 because after the 12 and under team with Riverside, that was like the team that kind of put it to the top with Thurm and stuff like that. We went into, I was 13, and I kind of wanted to do my own thing again. I started thinking like, yo, man, we got a stacked team. We had the Rickies, the Jasons, the Bobs on Riverside, and I'm like, you know what I mean, like, let me go see what's good in Gaucho. So when I went to Gaucho, they gave me the green light right away. So I'm playing 14 and under. I'm playing citywide. They letting me do whatever I want. And
okay.
we ended up playing Ricky and them and Jay and them in the playoffs in one of those citywide tournaments. And they beat us, whatever. But they were talking mad shit. And that game right there. It was but that little stint with Gauchos kind of again made me more aggressive. You know what I mean? It was just me. It was just go. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know a Rick to pass the ball to. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was able to go. But yeah, that game right there. And then when I turned 15, 16, I was getting heavily recruited. You know, college and AAU, and then Riverside asked me to come over. They said, you know, with the Nike camp and stuff like that, and they had the Rozes, and that was the best AAU team right there, the Rozes, and that's what a team I always talk about that I played on. It was called the Rozes, and it was All American. It was kids that were either All City, All American, and put on one team, and we went and we hit the road, and we played against the best.
You ever play with the Warriors?
You brought it back. Shit, man, I remember we played with the Warriors. I remember Riverside deaded me one time, and they went to a tournament in Connecticut, and I remember the Warriors just started. Nick Bradford just started the program. See, I remember that. I was the original Warriors. Like, I remember that team. They didn't really have a team yet. He was hopping from gym to gym, and he was just trying to have these practices, and he was trying to bring these kids together. And I remember that was one of the first tournaments I went away. But the Warriors went away, and we went to Connecticut, and we played in that same tournament Riverside didn't put me down on. And I remember we took that tournament. I got MVP my junior year. And I made mad noise. And a lot of people, and Warriors. And I was telling the Warriors, I was like, yo, you know, I'm just going to play with y'all with that tournament. But I remember I saw Kiki. They were playing with Riverside out there. And, you know, I got the okay from Riverside. You know, they didn't care. They didn't want me to go with them. So I went ahead and played with the Warriors in that one tournament. And I showed out and ended up getting MVP. And
who was on that team?
Well, the teams out there, it was more like it was the local teams.
Okay.
That was your question, right? What teams?
No, the Warriors team.
Oh, nah, it was yo, bro, it wasn't even like nobody you would Zach. I don't know if you remember Zach from the Heights.
Zach. The Heights.
Sammy, it was Sammy. He went to Kennedy. His name was Sammy. He went to Kennedy. It was a couple of Kennedy kids, but again, bro, we went out there with no names and I just showed out. Like I was averaging 25 and 5 out there, and that kind of helped me play the point a little bit. I was playing the point out there.
Okay. And
I did my thing out there, and that was another tournament that kind of put me. I was, you know, in my junior year of high school. But yeah, niggas wasn't fucking with me in that tournament.
Anything you think we missed? Talk to me. Anything you want to touch on? Because there was a bunch of things we spoke about. So I just want you to feel like you got yours off.
You know, it's kind of hard to think about it when you fucking been talking for 2 hours, but
that's why I'm asking you. We feel we covered enough?
I think we covered enough. You know what I mean? I pointed at the fact that, you know, I had to correct Jay Wingate. He didn't beat us twice. He lost to me twice. And you know, I wish I could touch a little bit more on Dykeman. You know what I mean? We had some crazy games, some crazy battles. You know what I mean? Like, we probably go in as one of the top unlimited teams ever to do it. You know, our run was short, but that shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, the talent that we used to bring together, just try to touch more based on that. But, you know what I mean? I'm sure you're going to have a second interview. I'm going to get more into detail.
I got 4 of them games on DVD, man. They wasn't ready.
Nah, man, I don't think nobody was ready senior year. I don't think every unlimited team we had, nobody was ready.
For the chip, we lost Kiki. That was his first year overseas.
Yeah, I remember that. And Kiki
that year.
And Kirill left early that year.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm good though, man.
Good at the bigs.
What happened?
We had D Holmes and we had Jay Johnson.
Yeah, D Home, Jay Johnson, Body in the Trunk, Kirill. We had your man, the kid that went to Virginia Commonwealth.
Yeah, he was doodle though. He came for one game, he did good, and then that was it. I'm not gonna say his name that way they don't hold me to what I just said, but he didn't do what he had to do. Oh, Rob is here. Rob, he said that y'all had some good matchups in Dykeman. Him and No Fear when they were still young running around. But we had a crew that's that unlimited year. That if Kiki don't leave, we win.
Facts.
And they
Facts.
were stacked. They had the Greer brothers, they had Strick, they had Remo, they had Cisco, Charlie V, Lou Flores.
Bro, we had a mob, bro. Like Kiki saying, yo, we had sad. We had a mob, bro.
Kev,
Every game, somebody else different won the game for us.
Chris McCray played with us that year. Kev Bell played with us that year. C. Nick. We had a crew, man. We had a crew.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of people, man. A lot of people. What that? Yeah, man. We had a lot of people in that year, man. Sheesh. We had
We did that.
Yeah, we did that. Undefeated too.
Kiki hit that buzzer beater against Fab and them.
Powerful Ink, right? They were Powerful Ink at that time.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it from the sky. I saw that shit coming. I was like, yo, man, this kid is amazing. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we almost lost that game, but that's the game that kept. He hit that shot. We're not undefeated. We went undefeated that year. Yeah, we won. We beat DP in the chip. Why you laughing?
Man, listen. That my rings say otherwise, but everybody those who know, I ain't tripping. It took me a long time to get over that, but I got over it.
Yeah, I don't know what you talking about. I know we went undefeated that year. We won that year, and yeah, man, it all started seniors though, man. Seniors where it was at. Sammy Mahia, what else they had? Wolfpack. Oh my God.
It was a good senior class when y'all was in it. It was still tough. That division was still tough. But I don't talk about that DP game, bro. I don't talk about that. Not at all. If that happens and I got my whole team, then okay. But I don't talk about that DP game. Referee tell me he's scared to make a call. I almost caught a case, man. Like, nah, I ain't going back to that, man. I'm in a different place mentally now. That I'll relapse thinking about that game too much.
That shit was a half-court game for most of the game, man. And like you said, we didn't have our whole team. I just remember that. But yeah, that shit was trash, bro.
Yeah. They got their little sympathy chip. Like, it is what it is, man. I ain't like I said, I'm in a different place now mentally. I don't let things get to me. Because if I relapse, I'll be in the park wanting to fight everybody all over again, man. Throwing franks to everybody. I ain't doing that.
You ain't never lie. Yo, DP never went back to the championship after that, right?
I was the sacrificial lamb. I was the sacrifice they made so that he could get his chip and get him out of there.
That shit, yeah.
Bobo, you good with it?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you taking out time in your light-skin schedule. You already know it's always love over here, Brody.
Yes, sir.
And when I'm on the podcast, we do it the right way. No homo.
Yes, sir.
Holla at your boy.
All right, Brody.
D. Nick, you already know. Kiki, get ready. D. Home, Stace, I love y'all. Me had peace.